And welcome back to the Daily Wrap. Hillary Clinton continues to slide in the polls as Americans become less and less trusting of the former Secretary of State. In the latest national poll produced by Monmouth University, the former Secretary of State has dropped 10 points in 1 month, down to 42%. Vice President Joe Biden, in the meantime, has jumped up 10 points to 22%, while Senator Sanders has risen to 20%. All the other candidates claim less than 1% of the vote, while 10% of Democratic voters are undecided. Obviously feeling the heat, Clinton is trying to clean up her image, especially around the email scandal. Last night, she joined ABC for an exclusive interview.
When voters were asked, what is the first word that comes to mind when you think of Hillary Clinton? Words like liar, dishonest, untrustworthy were at the top of the list. Does this tell you that your original explanation about the private server, that you did it to carry one phone out of convenience, that this didn't sit well with the American people?
Obviously, ABC's David Muir, who conducted the interview, was holding nothing back.
Well, David, obviously, I don't like hearing that. I am confident by the end of this campaign, people will know they can trust me and that I will be on their side and will fight for them and their families. But I do think I could have and should have done a better job answering questions earlier. I really didn't perhaps appreciate the need to do that. What I had done was allowed. It was above board.
Well, Mrs. Clinton says she was behaving above board, but there certainly seems to be a number of people out there who are questioning that, so we continue.
In retrospect, certainly, as I look back at it now, even though it was allowed, I should have used two accounts, one for personal, one for work-related emails. That was a mistake. I'm sorry about that. I take responsibility.
So John Fund, she apologized. All good now? All is forgiven? Come home, Hillary?
When she said it was allowed, it's because the Secretary of State, allowed it. That's really a dodge.
Well, not really.
Yes,
not
yes.
Really.
Because the State Department has clear guidelines which apply to every employee, including the Secretary of State, and she violated all of them. As for the apology, the New York Times reported today, they dragged it out of her staff dragged it out of her after they showed her focus group after focus group in which people said, she has no remorse, we're not voting for her. So that's how sincere the apology is. I will tell you, it took Hillary Clinton 10 years after her vote for the war in Iraq in 2002. It took her 10 years to finally say I was wrong. Now we've gone down to 20 weeks where she finally admits something wrong, but only when her political career is at stake.
No, I'm going to ask you a question I've been asking a lot the past 2 days. Let's pretend it wasn't Hillary Clinton running for the presidency, it was Bill Clinton. And he found himself in the identical situation with these emails. How would he have handled it?
Well, that's a good question. If we knew anything about Bill Clinton, it's that he would probably dissemble and that he would mislead. And that charmingly, adorably, to the point. But he would actually have people behind him because he is a deft politician. He is nimble on his feet. He's good at retail politics, and he projects sincerity. All of the things that Hillary Clinton fails to do on a routine basis. Hillary Clinton has suggested that her behavior was all above board, but the FBI doesn't investigate things that are all above board, nor does the FBI investigate servers. They investigate individuals who are alleged to have conducted misconduct. The
FBI, the key word there is investigates. They investigate allegations that something might not be above board. And
those involve individuals.
So, yeah, but that's still allegations. We have to be careful about that. It doesn't mean that it wasn't above board.
If you were to read a story about this investigation, you will see the routine disclaimer that Hillary Clinton is not a target of this investigation. It is absolute nonsense.
It is. I agree, but that's not my point.
I understand, but please understand, 3 intelligence entities have all concluded highly classified information was sent through her server. She did receive it. That is a fact. That is not an allegation.
No,
that is an actual fact, and that is against every regulation the government has.
Why isn't she indicted yet?
Oh, come now. This will take months.
I understand.
Indictments don't happen overnight.
But let's answer.
Petraeus, that happened pretty quickly from what I understand.
I want to answer the Bill
Clinton
Clinton question.
Here's
the answer to the Bill Clinton question, and it plays into what both of you said. If it was Bill Clinton, the great explainer, What he would have said is, look, let me tell you how government works. Different agencies, different departments have different points of view on what should be classified. So none of these things were stamped classified. They came in after. They're still fighting over it. These last two emails that are supposedly so damning, you've got a disagreement going on there. The State Department says no. One of them
you just said a statement that's in, you just said a statement that's in doubt. The notion that these things didn't originate classified. I see you disagree.
Look, when it says North Korean nuclear secrets in the message,
they say it wasn't classified. They say it was on the non-classified server.
It was.
All right, I got to move on. David Muir asked Clinton about two emails that were found on her server that the intelligence community, it's what we were just talking about, Inspector General confirmed were top secret when created and remained classified now.
Well, there is still, as you know, a dispute. The State Department disputes that. I understand why different agencies have different views, and I respect that. It does not change the fact that I did not send or receive any information that was marked classified at the time.
All right, so you guys are taking a position, and by the way, I read all the same reports and data you do. You're taking a position that you know, or at least you have, John, that one of these at least was marked classified. And yet she's saying...
That's what my sources have
confirmed.
And
my sources have said something exactly the opposite. Seriously.
I don't have sources. I read the reports. And the reports have said that these were marked originated classified at the time. That's what the IC says. That's what the Inspector General
I've heard that they were marked classified after.
That's what the Inspector General has suggested.
If her staff removed the classified headings, that does not absolve her.
If that happened, you're right.
If it does, that does not absolve her.
All right,
and that's the best case.
We got to leave it. We can do this for the next weekend. We probably will. Are you taking Mrs. Clinton's apology seriously? Some of the folks on the panel are not. Do you think she can come back from this? Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments to let us know. And we want to know who your pick is for the 2016 nomination. Go to newsmaxpolls.com. Let us know. Coming up, is Trump finally a politician?